My name is Don Lobb, and I farmed most of my life in Huron County. I was particularly interested in adopting soil management practices that would make my farm more sustainable and improve its long-term productivity. Okay, what originally drove my interest in using a practice like no-till was the amount of soil erosion we were seeing by the end of the 70s. High crop prices in the early 70s, mid-70s. There was an awful lot of tillage equipment purchased. There were big, more comfortable tractors coming on the market, and a whole lot of recreational tillage going on. And I could see areas on my farm where the soil was simply washing away, and I knew I couldn't afford to let that continue. In 1986, I talked to Howard Lang from the Ministry of Agriculture and Food about the need to bring together our most experienced farmers who are using no-till, and we organized what was then called the Innovative Farmers of Ontario. And at that first meeting we had 22 farmers, and we had about 20 people invited from the research and extension community, and some from ag business too. We carried on with smaller meetings for the first few years, and then when we had our first open meeting, there were over 400 farmers attended, and that would have been in 1993. And the next open meeting we had about 500. And the conference has continued on with very large attendance ever since there's been open meetings. But what's remained consistent is the opportunity to fraternize with other farmers who are going through the learning process as they adopted new practices, and it's just a wonderful forum to exchange ideas and learn and grow together. I knew from previous experience with innovation that I needed to explore a new practice, not just assume that I knew how to use it. And so we tried variations to every component of the no-till system, whether it was fertilizer application or seed variety or the amount of tillage that would be done on the immediate crop row. We explored the whole system and then each year picked those practices that produced the best results and moved that forward to our production the following year and eliminated those that didn't produce well. And so we were in a soil or a practice building mode, and that way we moved very quickly to where I looked at all of the data that we collected over 15 years, and we actually had a 5% higher yield with no-till corn and soybeans than we had conventional tillage. Sometimes the yields would be lower, sometimes higher, but the average was higher, and it's averages that matter. As we moved to no-till, we kept detailed records on input costs, production costs. I did that for the Ontario Energy Management Centre, and our cost for herbicides remained the same as it was conventional tillage, because with conventional tillage 1 year in 3 we would have a weed control failure and need to go back with a rescue treatment. That wasn't happening with no-till because we were working with post-emergent herbicides. Fertilizer costs remained the same for both systems. Our investment in equipment certainly dropped, and our labor usage was much lower with no-till. I went, after 5 years of working on developing the system, I went 100% no-till, and at that point I got rid of my bigger tractor and scaled back from an 8-row planter to a 6-row planter, because I could do all of the work in a whole lot less time than what I was committing before.